Hello, everybody. Welcome to the second half of the season where we are in the conference, and I am going to change something. Usually, um, automatic realignment, meaning there can be realignments of schools and stuff like that. It is set for every 3 years. I like to have fun and do it yearly, see what schools are moving, what schools are not, um, and everything else. I could change all this other stats. I really haven't played with these stats. I don't change anything. So this is kind of the, or not stats, settings. I don't uh, play with these. I would change this number for the progression rate, but I'm trying to keep it as basic and possibly as realistic within this game in general. Automatic bids to the North. Uh, I was gonna say North National Tournament. Yes. Early draft declaration. If they're good enough, they can do it. Yes. Stops him on injury. Yes. And then other stuff. So that's inside tendency and all that jazz and free throw accuracy rates and all that jazz. So um, I don't change anything besides by default it says frequency of automatic realignment of schools moving would be every 3 years, or you can change it to every five. But um, I like to see yearly of who moves, who does what, and everything else. And I think it kind of goes with like prestige wise too. If you're kind of in the lower of the conference, you're going to change and stuff like that. Possibly. I don't really know how they have it, or the CU AI, whatever it is. So um, we will move on to Illinois Metropolitan. So we are simming. And the simming just makes it a lot faster. And Villarreal, the guard, elbow hyperextension. So we're going to have that auto. And we won with 50.8% of field goal, 51.43 points, 79.2 free throw, 33 total rebounds, 6 steals, 0 blocks, 8 turnovers. So that's what I like to see. And 21 personal fouls. So we got 3 different people within the leaders. So 21 points for Steve Chapman. Nigel Matthews, 8 total rebounds, and 7 assists for Quentin Sutton. And that is not our team. So 21 points for Steve Chapman, and then 15 for Phil and Nigel. Quentin had 12, and Samson Murphy had 14. And then we had 5 for Nick and Jeremy, 9 for Rudolph Potter, 3 for Thomas, and 2 for Mike. We're going to sim to Fort Wayne. We are 9-2. So all we need is 6 more games to win. And we did. And we have Thomas now with a twisted ankle. So hopefully we're not going to be plagued with injuries. We had 52.5 field goal, 50% 3-point, 81.2 free throw, 31 total rebounds, 2 blocks, 10 steals, 15 turnovers. So kind of up in that range where we have been, and then 15 personal fouls. And Chapman has 22 points, 5 total rebounds, and assists. So he's led the game completely in those categories. Samson and Harvey had 15 apiece, 10 for Jeremy Murray stepping into the starting lineup, and Quentin Sutton had 13, and 1 for Mike Payne, 3 for Nick, 0 for Thomas, 6 for Rudolph and Nigel Matthews with 3. So I wonder why did that, but it also possibly could be with the injury. That we did redshirt the other center, so is a good possibility on why that happened. We'll face Brookings State next. So we're going to sim. And Rudolph Villarreal has recovered. So we're going to auto. And we lost by 17. Which is fine. We had 34.6% on the field goal, 45.5 on 3-point, 34 total rebounds, 77.8 on the free throw. So that's a good average we've been doing. 4 steals, 2 blocks, 20 turnovers, which is not what we like to see, and 14 total personal fouls. So Sutton had 16 points and 4 assists as the leader, and then Murphy had 8 total rebounds. We had Chapman with 6, Sampson with 8, 13 for Phil, Sutton with 16, 8 for Matthews, and then 0 for Jeremy, Mike, Nick, and Wayne, and then Rudolph had 2. So we're going to go to Minnesota Catholic and face them, and we win 105-63. 51.5% on the field goal, 3-point was 50, 79.3 on the free throw percentage, 40 total rebounds, 10 steals, 2 blocks, 6 turnovers, which is what we really like to see, and 13 personal fouls. Matthews with 24 points, Chapman with 8 total rebounds, and Murphy with 3 assists. So Chapman had 7 points, 10 points for Murphy, 6 for Harvey, 20 for Sutton, 24 for Matthews, as we mentioned before, 13 for Murray, 10 for Payne, 5 for Taylor, Potter with 6, and Morales for 4. So overall, did pretty good. We are 11-3 on the year, 3-1 on conference. So we did win by 5 against Colonial. Yes. Okay. So we won by 5. 45.1 on the field goal percentage, 47.8 on 3-point, 69 for the free throw percentage, 32 for total rebounds, 1 block, 9 steals, 17 turnovers, and 15 personal fouls. Matthews had 21 points, Sutton had 9 total rebounds, and 5 assists for Murphy. So we had wrong team. I was going to say 17 for Green, but good for him. Murphy had 19, 3 for Harvey, 15 for Sutton, 21 for Matthews. Chapman had 10, 9 for Murray, and 0s down the line. So we are going to go to Cleveland and sim that game. And we bumped up. We scored 109 against Cleveland. So 59.7% on the field goal percentage. 3 points was 62.5. 82.4 on the free throw percentage. 39 total rebounds. 2 blocks. 4 steals. 11 turnovers, and 16 personal fouls. Harvey had 19 points and 6 total rebounds, and Chapman had 3 assists. 13 for Chapman, 14 for Murphy. Harvey had 19, 15 for Sutton, 9 for Matthews, 7 for Murray, 16 for Payne, 3 for Taylor. Thomas had 8, and Potter had 5. We'll kind of see if any of stuff, we'll kind of bring that down. Reports and C, minus. So they've been losing attributes and not gaining besides up here for Chapman, which is not good overall. So I have it for general, but we could do intangibles for right now. But whatever we've been doing is working. We have 83.1 points, 4th ranked, 41st for the rebounds, 81st for assists, steals was 63rd, 175 for blocks, 136 for turnovers, which we don't want to be that high. Field goal is 66, 7th in 3-point, and MOV is 18th, so pretty decent. We're going to go to Fargo State and see what we do there. And we won by 7, so that's a good sign. 47.3 on field goal percentage, 3-point with 34.6, 85 for free throw percentage, 31 total rebounds, 1 block, 5 steals, 14 turnovers, and 15 personal fouls. So we got Sutton with 19 points and 7 assists, and Chapman with 8 total rebounds. So points-wise, Chapman has 14, 8 for Murphy, 14 for Harvey, 19 for Sutton, 10 for Matthews, 8 for Murray, Payne with 2, nothing for Taylor and Wong, and then Potter with 3. So overall, not too shabby. Now we're going to Fairborn. We are 14-3. It's 1 loss in the conference. Now it's 2 losses in the conference. We lost by 16. 55.6 field goal, 39.1 for 3-point, and 60 for free throw. 33 total rebounds, 5 steals, 24 turnovers. That's not what we like to see. And 4 blocks and 16 personal fouls. So Murphy had 5 assists, Murray had 7 total rebounds, Sutton had 16 points. For the leaders, and 11 for Murphy, 10 for Harvey. Sutton had 16, 13 for Matthews, 10 for Chapman, Murray with 11, 0 for Wong, Taylor, and Potter, and 4 for Mike Payne. And I kind of really don't watch them because then it's like a simcast and that just takes a little bit longer. So I'd rather just sim. And we're going to do auto. We won by 3, which is good. So we are 7-2 in the conference. We're still the number 2 seed right now. We are tied with Brookings State and Oakland. Now, if it were to be head-to-head, Brookings State would have one over us. So we have 41.4 on field goal. 3-point had 37.9. 80 on the free throw. 36 total rebounds, 4 blocks, 4 steals, 15 turnovers, and 13 personal fouls. Chapman had 17 points, Harvey had 8 total rebounds, and Murphy had 4 assists. So 17 for Chapman, 9 for Murphy, Harvey had 8, 15 for Sutton, 6 for Matthews, 8 for Murray, nothing for Payne and Taylor, 6 for Wong, and 2 for Potter. Now we're going to Detroit. And we won by 8. I had to think for it for a minute. 59.4 on field goal. 3-point was 37. 77.8 for the free throw. 31 total rebounds, 7 steals, 0 blocks, 19 turnovers, which is we don't like to see. Don't like turnovers. 17 for personal fouls. And 17 points on Sutton and 5 assists. Murphy had 9 total rebounds. And 12 for Chapman, 9 for Harvey and Murphy, 17 for Sutton, 13 for Matthews. Murray with 4. Taylor with nothing with Potter, and then 7 for Wong and 2 for Payne. So we are 8-2 in the conference. Oakland's 8-2, 7-3 for Brookings State, and 9-1 for the top 4. And then Fairborn is 6-4, tied with Colonial for the top 5 spots essentially. And we face North Kentucky. So we will see what happens, and we did end up losing. So we were 8-3. Oakland is 9-2 now, 10-1. Lost by 8, so it wasn't too bad. 46.3 for field goal, 38.2 3 points, 85.7 tied for each other on the free throws, 32 tied, and same with the blocks. 32-1, 5 steals, 12 turnovers, and 6 personal fouls. Sutton had 28 points. Murphy had 8 total rebounds and 4 assists for Chapman. That is not our team. So Chapman had 11, and Harvey did 7 for Murphy, 28 for Sutton. Matthews had 12, 0 for Murray, 4 for Taylor, 2 for Payne, 2 for Wong, and 4 for Potter. And then we move on to the next, but the intangibles. We will move to on-ball offense. We'll kind of switch it up every 2 games or so. So we will face Oakland. It's 9-2, and we're 6-3. Harvey elbow hyperextension for 7 games. Back spasms. All right. And we did win by 17. So 51.6 on the field goal, 45.5 on 3 points, 80 for free throw, 36 total rebounds, 3 steals, 1 block, 11 turnovers, so going in the right direction, and 22 personal fouls. Murphy had 4 assists and 7 total rebounds, and Sutton had 23 points. 18 for Harvey, 23 for Sutton, 11 for Matthews. Murphy was 7, Chapman with 13, 6 for Murray. Murphy had 7. 4 for Payne, 0 for Nick Taylor, 2 for Wong, and 5 for Potter. And we have Harvey injured for 7 games. That's going to be quite a hit on us. That's Western Illinois. We're going to... Back spasms 1 game, so he's fine. 71 overall center. We're going to do post offense for the next one. We're going to sim. And Nick Taylor recovered, and now we have moderate concussion with Matthews. That is not good either. But we won by 16. 49% field goal, 43.5 3 points, 66.7 free throw. Or field goal is 49. I think I might have said free throw. 37 total rebounds, 11 steals, 2 blocks, 22 turnovers, and 14 personal fouls. Then we got Sutton with 14, Murray with 7 total rebounds, and Chapman with 2 assists. 12 for Chapman, 13 for Murphy, Sutton with 14, 6 for Matthews, 10 for Murray, Payne with 2, 6 for Wong, 3 for Potter, 2 for Morales, and Villarreal with 8. So, overall, elbow hyperextension, so he's out for 6 more games and 7 games with a moderate concussion. So we'll do perimeter offense and is that 78, 72. So I'm going to kind of switch before each game and see if anything does change. These two are injured, so that's not going to really do much. Now we face Interstate Milwaukee. We'll see if that will impact us quite a bit. And we lost by 1. So it was a good game overall. Where they are towards the middle of the conference right now, 12-12, 6-8 in the conference. We are 18-6. So we definitely defeated our season expectation goal by 3 so far, by being 18-6. So we don't have to worry about that. Like, our job security is a little on the good side. 45% on the field goal. 3-point was 43.8, 67 or 66.7 on the free throw. 31 total rebounds, 13 steals, 1 block, 16 turnovers, and 13 personal fouls. Mike Payne had 20 points. Murphy had 8 total rebounds and 5 assists. So Mike Payne coming in clutch with being part of the starting lineup now, as we have Nigel and Harvey out for quite some time. Villarreal has 2 points, 0 for Morales, 4 for Potter, 8 for Wong, 1 for Mike Taylor, 20 points for Mike Payne, 9 for Murray, 16 for Sutton, 6 for Murphy, and 11 for Chapman. So overall, we're 3rd in the nation for, unless it's in the conference, but they're in the nation for points per game, 48th for rebounds, as it's been 34, 11.9, 80th for assists, 7 for steals, or 76 was 7 steals, 169 for 1.5 blocks, 15.4, 160th, 48.2, 53rd, and then 10th for 44.4% on 3-point, and MOV 9.0, 27th. So, and then we have Sutton at 16.5 points per game average. Murphy with 6 total rebounds per game. Sutton with close to 3.5 to 4 assists per game, and Murphy with roughly 1 steal per game, and then Harvey with less than a block. So we will be facing Illinois Metropolitan. We already faced them once, I believe. Schedule. We have, it was our first conference, and we won 101-78. So we will see what we can do. We will finish off the season with Illinois Metropolitan, Fort Wayne, Brookings State, Minnesota Catholic, Colonial, and Fairborn. 4 out of the 6 are at home. All right. So hopefully we get those 2 players back before the end of the year. Potter with a wrist sprain, 1 game. So that's an auto, 77-75, so closer than what to be expected, but with some injuries happening, that can cause it. So 50% on a field goal, 43.8 on 3-point, 60 on free throw, 33 total rebounds, 0 blocks, 5 steals, 11 turnovers, 15 personal fouls. And then we got Sutton on 26 points, Murray on 10 rebounds, Chapman on 2 assists, for those star player or league lead or game leaders, not league leaders, but game leaders. So we got Samson Murphy at 9 points, Sutton with 26, 7 for Murray, Mike Payne for 9, 12 for Chapman, 7 for Payne, Wong with 2, Potter with 2, 0 for Morales, and 3 for Villarreal. We're going to go here, post defense. We'll see if there's any reports on anything. So we're getting pluses. Some of them are. So he's got a +1. So yeah, I'll just be kind of learn this game as it goes on. I've futzed with it a couple of times, but definitely goes in depth. But like I mentioned, I would really want recruiting to happen throughout the season instead of like a week-long thing. Maybe make it two weeks and see if you can get players and stuff. Because 1 week is too short, especially with the amount of time you're allowed per week. But it's also you're trying to push your team to be the best prestige possible too. And with being a small market team as Green Bay, then it really is kind of hard to get those 5-star players to come to Green Bay if they're not going to make it to the national championship game as often, so or at all. So it really just kind of defeats the purpose of, oh hey, I'm a 5-star and I'm gonna want to stay here when they're gonna transfer. So it's not a good look. So we are going to sim Fort Wayne, and Potter's recovered, and we did win by 5. So we are 12-4, 14-2 for North Kentucky. We only had to face them once this year. So some of the schools will face once, some of them will face twice. So we have Murphy here with 27 and 8 total rebounds, 27 points, and Sutton with 7 assists. 48.3 on the field goal, 57.7 on the 3-point, 46.2 on the free throw. Oh, I said free throw here, field goal. 29 total rebounds, 9 steals, 2 blocks, 14 turnovers, and 12 personal fouls. So Murphy, the 27, 15 points for Chapman and Sutton. 6 for Murray. Payne with 10. Oh, yeah, Payne with 10. 0 for Taylor, 3 for Wong, 0 for Morales, and 3 for Villarreal. Overall, I just want to see. We have 4 games left, and Harvey is going to come at the last game, and Matthews is going to come with the conference title. Or not title, the conference tournament. So perimeter defense. Also look at reports to see if anything has changed. Okay. Getting some pluses now. So. Alright, so Brookings State, we're back again. May not win this one, but we'll give it all we got. And we do. We won by 2. So that's a good sign. We are 13-4 in the conference. And we are 21-6. So field goal is 44.1, 45.2 on 3-point, 60 on free throw, 32 on total rebounds, 6 on steals, 1 on block, 12 on turnovers, and 13 for personal fouls. Sutton has 6 assists and 25 points, and Murray had 8 total rebounds. Chapman had 14, Murphy had 13, 25 for Sutton, 6 for Murray, Mike Payne with 2, Taylor with 3, Wong with 8, 0 for Potter, Morales with 1, and Villarreal with 3. Minnesota Catholic, we are back again. won by 17. Yeah. So Mike Payne with 17 points. So basically the factor. Murphy with 7 total rebounds, and Chapman with 3 assists. So we got 48.5. Field goal percentage 57.1, 3-point 40 for total rebounds, 60.7 on free throw, 7 steals, 2 blocks, 9 turnovers, and 17 personal fouls. 16 Chapman, 13 Murphy, 6 Sutton, 10 Murray, 17 Payne, 5 for Taylor, 1 for 6 Potter with 11, 3 for Morales, and 6 for Villarreal. Alright, then we've got some minuses there, but it's all good. Then we'll go back to on-ball offense against Colonial. So nothing has really changed within this, which is all good. Auto. We won by 15 against Colonial. 53.2 on field goal, 42.1 on 3-point, 64.7 on free throw. Total rebounds of 36, 13 steals, 0 blocks, 14 turnovers, and personal fouls of 10. 14 for Chapman on points. Murray with 6 total rebounds. Sutton on 6 assists. We got 14 for Murray and Chapman apiece, 11 for Murphy and Sutton, 9 for Payne, 2 for Taylor. Wong and Potter got 4, 2 for Morales, and 14 for Villarreal. So we had 14 on 3 people. That is pretty good. And we were 11 for 17. For free throw, which isn't too bad, and 50%. Oh, if it was 16, it would have been 50%. So, all right, on to the last game of the conference season. Kind of take a look here. North Kentucky 17-2, 15-4 for that 3 and 4 spot. They're 13-6, 12-7 for Fargo State and Colonial, 11-8 for Oakland and Fairborn, Youngstown and Minnesota Catholic 9-10, 8-11 for Milwaukee and Western Illinois, 5-14 for Cleveland, 4-15 for Detroit, 3-16 Illinois Metropolitan, and Fort Wayne is 2-17. With a total record of 3-26. All right. Last game of conference season. And Nigel Matthews is back. We lost 95-71, but we did get one of our guys back, and we are the 2 seed still. 36.8 for the field goal, 32.1 on 3-point, 60 on free throw, 29 total rebounds, 4 steals, 0 blocks, 10 turnovers, and 17 personal fouls. So we had Chapman on 25 points, Murphy on 7 total rebounds, and 5 for Sutton. 25 for Chapman, 21 for Payne. Payne. Sutton had 5. Harvey had 9. 6 for Murphy. Murray had 0. Taylor had 0. 3 for Wong. 0 for Potter. And Morales had 2. So overall a tough game. Now we are in the conference tournament. So our first matchup is Illinois Metropolitan. We beat them twice, but that all can change. And then either Milwaukee or Fairborn we possibly will face next and take it from there. But overall, the three teams that have beaten us, two of them are on this side. North Kentucky, the number one, has beaten us, Fairborn, and Brookings State. On that, we've been able to beat the rest. So, you can look at if there's anything. So, Kentucky's 25, Houston, Harding, Buckeye State, so Ohio State, Tim State, Oklahoma, Mississippi, Los Angeles, Arkansas, Washington. But overall, you can see all these news here and everything else, but I'm not trying to bore people with seeing all these news and everything else, but I just thought you can look at other conference tournaments. Alright, so we have Harding number one. I just want to see Heartland. So Wisconsin is a 7 seed, even though they have one of the top guys of scoring. Stuff like that, and that's all I really wanted to see because he was the top scorer. So overall, I guess we can pull that back up. Sim to the first game and see if we have won, and we did, and Fairborn lost. We won 95-59, 50% on field goal. 3-point was 58.3, 72.4 on free throw, 44 total rebounds, 1 block, 9 steals, 9 turnovers, which is good, and 12 personal fouls. So we had Murphy, 17, 9 total rebounds for Murray, and 3 assists for Sutton. Box scores, so we had 12 for Chapman, 17 for Murphy. Harvey had nothing. 16 for Sutton, 12 for Matthews, which we have back now. 10 for Murray and Payne, 3 for Taylor, 9 for Wong, and 6 for Potter. About offense, we'll go post offense. So now I kind of figure out what you need to do. You kind of just need to switch it up every 2 or 3 games, and that way it's not the same thing over and over. And these guys will develop. So yeah, Chapman's now 79, 74, 71, 68. So general is not gonna fix it for you. So, and that way you kind of hit all areas of people, and they're gonna lose attributes, they're gonna gain attributes, they may lose it and gain it back again. So overall it's gonna work out. This hasn't changed, but Sutton was 16.1 points per game. Murphy with 5.9 rebounds. Sutton with 3.7 assists, 1.3 steals, and 0.3 blocks. So we will get back to the conference tournament, and we'll see if we can knock off Milwaukee. And we did, 102-78. 57.6 on the field goal, 47.8 on 3-point, 68.2 on free throw, 32 total rebounds, 2 blocks, 13 steals, 9 turnovers, which is nice, and 12 personal fouls. So we had Chapman for 23 points, 8 total rebounds, and Sutton for 5 assists. So 23 with Chapman, Harvey with 10, Sutton with 11, 22 with Matthews, 12 with Murray, 12 for Payne as well, 2 for Taylor, 10 for Wong, and Potter and Murphy with 0. Wonder what's happening with him. He was the starter overall. We'll do perimeter offense. So 2 and 3, not roster. Review. All right, so we got Fort Wayne. Well, North Kentucky lost to Fort Wayne, 74-65. Fort Wayne beat Oakland. And Indiana Lutheran 73-55 against Western Illinois. Fargo State beat Cleveland by 1, and Indiana Lutheran is won 77-62 to be in the spot where they're at in this tournament. And 2 and 3 over on this side have made it to the semifinals, with Brookings State beating Detroit 62-49 and Colonial 71-65 as Colonial knocked off Minnesota Lutheran 77-71. Will we make it to the championship? I don't know, but there's only one way to find out. And a foot stress fracture, and we lost 73-51. So Samson Murphy is out for the rest of the year, essentially. And it's Fort Wayne against Brookings State. We had 27.6 field goal, 25, 3-point, 85.7 free throw, 32 total rebounds, 1 block, 4 steals, 14 turnovers, and 14 personal fouls. Murphy, as well as getting hurt, had 3 assists of a leader. Matthews had 8 total rebounds, and Sutton had 19 points. Chapman had 12, Murphy had 6, 5 for Harvey, 19 for Sutton. Matthews had nothing, 2 for Murray and Payne. Taylor and Wong had nothing, and 5 for Potter, as we are knocked out of the conference tournament, which is surprising. 25-8 overall. Just kind of seeing if there's any news of us, but we will kind of look in here, reports, kind of see what's going on here. And if there's any really good changes, overview, do post defense. We will sim to Junior Ortega, shoulder sprain. He's a red shirt, so he is fine. And national tournament. So national tournament round 1. We could have made it, but that is highly unlikely. So, conference tournament wise, Brookings State beat Fort Wayne 81-78, so they are in the national championship tournament, as I saw them as the 14th seed. Now, sometimes with higher records, they do add them in as a bid, but that doesn't seem to be the case for us. That it is the end of the road for us for the season. So Florida is the number 1 seed on this side. Durham, meaning Duke, is the number 1 seed on this side. Corvallis State is the number 1 on this side. And Oregon is the number 1 on this side. Now, I'm just going to sim while being in this screen, and we'll see who's all making it. So Durham lost by 1 to a 16 seed. That happens. So Santa Clara beat Durham, Duke, and Wisconsin won their matchup, so that's good news. Arizona won theirs. Fresno, Tempe State, East Lansing State, Miami, East Tennessee, and Villanova. Indiana, Norfolk, Boise, Georgetown. I was going to say Germantown. Georgetown, West Virginia, and Spokane. Corvallis State, Southern California, Mississippi, Kansas Methodist, and Kansas. Oh, it wasn't too bad. It was by 15 points. So Brookings State gave them a handful of a fight. A handful, or gave them the run for their money to be in their Panhandle Tech, Louisville, Providence, Virginia, North Carolina, Wichita, Waco, Oklahoma, Oregon, Memphis. Round 3. Potter back spasms for 1 game, but overall, it's really no need. He will return anyway, so, but I think they're still training or whatnot. Torn labrum, so he is done. Corvallis, Kansas, Virginia, Norfolk, Boise, East Lansing, Arizona. So, yeah. It's interesting. Unless if I just change it to general at this point. Just going to assume to the next, and we'll see who's in the Final 4. Arizona, Oklahoma, Norfolk, Corvallis. And it's Oklahoma and Corvallis. We're going to sim it. Junior is back. And Corvallis State, 72-60. So we will advance to the off season. And we'll kind of do our coaching overall, or get our coaching staff and stuff. So, all right. So, Corvallis State national champion. They were the number 1 seed. First appearance because of the game overall. Arizona, Oklahoma, and Norfolk were all the semifinalists. Imani Robinson, the junior guard, National Player of the Year. National coach is the Corvallis State coach. National-wise, Corvallis Coach of the Year, Imani Robinson Player of the Year, Defensive Player of the Year at Nassau. Mickey Wright, a junior center. Spokane has 6th Man of the Year, Jeff Steele, sophomore. Benjamin Morrison from Florida as a freshman for the Freshman of the Year. And Mani, Mickey, stuff like that. Gabriel Smith from Brookings State, a sophomore guard. He made 2nd team. So that is good for him. And then we will do our conference. That's national. All right, Coach of the Year is me. Jeremy Crazy for age 25, 25-8, 15-5 on the conference. Player of the Year is Gabriel Smith, Brookings State, as he was on the 2nd team all nationally. Van Dunn from North Kentucky, Defensive Player of the Year, senior center. 6th Man of the Year, Jeremy Murray. our freshman center. And then players who made the first team and second team are Quentin Sutton, guard, sophomore guard, Murphy, sophomore guard, and then our redshirt junior forward, Steve Chapman, made second team. And we had no one on the freshman team. So, that is overall our season with our awards there. We are now a expected record 15-15, 25-8, so we get plus 3 points there. Lost in the third round of conference, so plus 1. Did not appear, so we don't get any, and an age bonus of coach under 40. So 5 total. So training is going to go 1, and then we're going to do 4 to recruiting. Offense and defense, don't need to worry about it. We're 25-8, so we are good for right now. Recruiting is a big thing for this game, and the conference gap is right here. So if we were to be in this gap right here, we'd probably have to realign somewhere else. But overall, not too bad for our first year, and we will simulate to the next. We have, since I changed it to every year that people are leaving and going. So ACC, they have Kansas and West Virginia that added, but nobody left. SEC, they added Wichita, nobody left. The Pac-12, nobody's leaving, no one's adding. The Big Ten, nobody's leaving, no one's adding. Now I can simply, add and make it to the realistic Big Ten as it is, adding UCLA, USC, Oregon, and Washington. I'm going to let the game do it itself if it so choose. I'm going to let the game, do whatever it needs to do. The Great Plains Conference, they lost Kansas and West Virginia, and they're gaining Louisville Catholic and Grambling. Northeast added Harding. They didn't lose anybody. Continental gained, and they lost Wichita. Mountain, nobody's leaving, nobody's coming. Patriot, they lost Hampton. And Harding and Louisville Catholic are the ones that left the Sunshine Conference, and Hampton came in. So what I'm now seeing is kind of since the cap of the conference and stuff, if some of them are kind of in the lower part, that they're going to delegate. That's what I was looking for. They're going to delegate and go to a conference that best suits them, with their, cap and everything else. So as of right now, Celebration, Grambling and Coppin left, and Eastern Maryland is the only one with a 1 star. So if like Norfolk ends up, being like a 6-star or whatnot, that it possibly could be that they move on to a different conference that is more suitable, as they are a 6-star prestige. As for like this, St. Canassus, if I said it correctly, it's the only 1-star here, and it's a bunch of 2, 3s, and 4s. So that is kind of like, say, if we were to want to leave, I could make us Horizon. I could say, hey, Green Bay, go there, but because we would be kind of in the middle of this kind of deal, and then as soon as we get to the more 4 area or whatnot, then we could move back. But overall, this is like kind of geographical of what in real life of where people are located. So Horizon League's not changing. Nobody's leaving, nobody's coming, but there is some additions and some leaving. So Celebration, Compton, and Grambling, Louisville and Harding, because we saw Harding go to Great. They went to Northeast, so they went to the Big East. So they want that competition with Marquette, Milwaukee Catholic. So Marquette, Georgetown, Connecticut, Villanova, St. John's, which they have it as that, but you kind of know what they mean. Chicago Catholic. I think it's the school with the Sister Jean that was their kind of mascot, or not necessarily their mascot, but their, great. I wouldn't say like kind of like an influencer, but because I'm not gonna say a cheerleader either, but like kind of overall like a leader slash someone that they put behind, like she was kind of like a great leader. So I'm gonna put. I can't really think of words to say besides she was a great person overall and was like the not necessarily a mascot or whatnot, but just great leader and stuff. So that is what has happened there. And then job offers. So I do have, so like overall I can accept Wisconsin and stuff like that, but with being 25-8 and Wisconsin was 22-13, then would have the National Player of the Year and all that jazz coming in as a senior. But I'm gonna stick at Green Bay. Accept it. But once you accept it, you can't you can't like, oh hey, I want to go back, I want to decline it and click something else. That's the only other thing is like within this game too is once you accept something, it's accepted. You can't go back. So it's like, say if I wanted to look at a school or look at what was their like strength in the schedule or whatnot, you really can't. As soon as you hit accept, it's accepted. So and then you get like staff movement of Vernon Allen, graduate assistant to free agent, graduated, and stuff like that. So overall, hiring staff, I like to look at who's out there. So like this person would be a great person to have. So overview wise, Austin Hicks, it was nice knowing you. You're out. And then hire staff. And this guy is good on offense and defense and on everything. So he is hired. So he's got a 1-year contract and stuff like that. He's 77 offense, 71 on defense, 73 on training, and 74 on recruiting. That's what I want. And usually I try to have somebody who is good at mainly offense, someone who's mainly good at defense, and someone who's mainly good at training, and usually recruiting it is like in the mix. So like for example, this guy, he's 75 on defense, 73 on offense, 62 on training, but 75 on recruiting or whatever it is. So be a good balance kind of thing for us, which is something that would be nice, because like this guy is 66 on offense, 82 on defense, 81 in training, but 60 in recruiting. Overall, it's a little low. Where this guy is 72, 63, we're gonna let you go. 64, 62, 65, but 73, we're gonna let you go. So I'm gonna find somebody. So like this guy, Travis Holmes, we're gonna get you, and then he's more in defense. He's gonna do more in defense as well. Same with this guy. But I know it doesn't have to be like completely perfect, but like overall it would be nice. Like this guy, it's kind of in the mix of defense and training, so there's at least some overlap of, you got two guys that are, you know, decent on offense, and you got defense that are decent on, at least decent on defense, and training 73 and 81, and then recruiting is, you got two guys that are decent, and then a person that's kind of down there, but I think the graduate assistants, it doesn't really matter, but I'm gonna kind of go through the ringer and go through it all and just fire everybody and then pick the best ones for GAs. So who's good at offense? So you're good. Defense. 64. So they're good on everything else. Training. I mean, Frank Main, 1 year of experience. And then this guy. Oh, I already have him. And then this Gonzalez guy that keeps popping up too. So overall, pretty good. 72. We'll see if there's any people that are higher. Like this Rory Washington guy, 82.75. Or it's like I don't want. So what do I have overall? I have 72, 71, 62, 69, 60, and 69. We're gonna fire them both. So 82, 75, but 57. So I'll get that guy, and then have somebody more towards conditioning and rehab. So 77. Or rehab higher. I'll do that guy. So those two, they should be a good dynamic duo. So there we have it. Oh, you can see there. Oh. So this person was a GA before. Okay. Oh, So, like, for Rory Washington, he was at Hampton for the 25-26, and then now he's at Green Bay. So you can see their history. Okay, okay. Yeah. So with the 1 year, you can see their experience. That this person was at Green Bay and then at New Jersey and Raleigh and all right. So that's good to know. I knew it was something, but I didn't know overall. So that is good on the staff changes. And then departures of who's all leaving. We'll go to the Horizon League. There's nothing graduated, so like GB, there's one. Unless if not gonna show. And they can poach people and stuff, and then Kyle Williams went from free agency to Green Bay now with this guy being poached from Wisconsin to North Carolina, or not North Carolina, North Kentucky. You can kind of see where they've been before. So we're at Milwaukee now at Hampton, being poached, and Brookings State to Minnesota Catholic. I don't know why they would, move when Brookings State was pretty decent itself. But it seems like Panhandle Tech, Detroit got a couple of poached GAs. Athletic. But so San Diego fired him, and now he's at Fargo State. Fargo State's got Fargo State head coach got poached to New Rochelle. It seems like half of the conference got poached, or people coming in got poached. So like Milwaukee is now at Indiana Lutheran, and the guy from St. Canisius is now at Milwaukee. So, all right. So departures, which is probably the transfer portal. So Phil Harvey and Villarreal are graduating. He's staying. Sweet. So we got a junior guard, 73 overall, 78 potential. Do I have to cut any players though? And we can see draft results. Oh, so I wouldn't have had Imani Robinson. He went to the draft. And so you can see people get drafted. So Milwaukee got Brent Cox from Boston. Ohio State, Samson Rice went to OKC. I think that's Sacramento. Got Otto Riley and stuff, and you can see each school, what they were, and what team they went to. So then Milwaukee got Levi Velez and stuff. So potentially your players could get drafted too, depending on how, high of a overall they were and all that jazz. And like I have it set where they can leave early to go to the draft. So that was allowed. So, standings. Oh, it still has it from the year after, the year before. So we still have Murphy. That's one of our key players. Chapman Jr. So, would you like to continue? Players leaving, cutting, roster. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So I think I have a full roster. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Oh, he's leaving overall, so he's done. I think he graduated. If not, he's being... Yeah, he graduated. He's leaving too. He's graduated. So that's 2. So then I have 13 spots. 61 overall, though. I honestly want to make 65 the cutoff and just remove all these players. But overall, they are freshmen. And we did have a good standing team with them and stuff. But the forwards. Try to see if we can upgrade on forward. Because need at least one center. But this guy we're keeping. Murray is going to be the new starting center. So we're going to need a center. And then forward or guard. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4. Because honestly, he didn't do much at all. So we're going to cut you. I'm sorry. And Morales didn't really do much either. So we're just going to cut the last 3 and call her done. Mike Payne, he had some great games, so we're going to keep him. Thomas, I know he really didn't do much, but we're going to cut guard and 2 forwards and see what we can do. So they're transferring. We will confirm. We'll see what we can do. So obviously we are not going for 5 stars. We have a budget of 8. So yeah, centers we need. We have a total of 2 centers, 4 forwards, and 3 guards. 3 that are seniors. So we need at least 1 guard and 2 centers. We have 2 juniors and 2 seniors for forwards. In general. So overall, targets, commits, rankings. Okay, that's just overall rankings. We are gonna go filter top 5 of guard. So first want to look at my roster first. So 72 overall beat Sutton, which is okay. Okay. All right. So in the 70s would be great. So that would be fantastic. Yeah, because Samson Murphy is injured for quite some time. Steve Chapman. Okay. So even a 68. So the top two, maybe a 66. How much interest though? Top five. Put 250 and also make an offer. And same with this guy. There. Balance 3 and D. So it's kind of what we need for the time being. And then kind of do that with centers. So 2-star, and then it drops completely. Transfer junior. Do that. We'll do that. So that's kind of what we can do. Post score 67, which we can also look. I mean, just because I made those offers and stuff, we can also look at make an offer for him too as well, and just kind of see what we can also land, because if I try to do a high schooler and stuff, or even this guy, but we're probably 5th right now, and Grambling's the leader, so we'll do that. And then, or yeah, like I mentioned, it's only 5 days of recruiting, so like overall there's like no way you're getting somebody. At least make it like 7 or 14 days. So we have one commit, which is the guard, 68 overall. Guard. Our targets right now. So we have 250 points. Our leader there. Leader there. Our potential leader there. And Fort Wayne, we're okay. So we're a definite leader there. So we still have that. We can also go for a forward. Do 100 for that. I mean, we'll just go for the top forward of what we can do. And if we can't offer recruitment stuff, or at least going for them. So we have 2 commits. So we have the post scorer, transfer junior, 70 overall. And the guard. Overall, our targets. We have 200. Offer made. Can't make an offer. May just pull out of there. Fort Wayne. 67. Okay. Okay, I think we might get this person. So all we need is 1 center. So we have 11 already. But we can also try and do that and see. But since we have points in the budget, I mean, I could have put it on a different center. Yeah, we're losing on this center. What about this guard? Okay. Completely in control. Minus 23. So this guy, what about this guy? He could invest -7. Put 100 points there. Just hope for the best. Sweet. I think we are set. So we got 2 guards. No centers. Or we got 1 center, 2 center. This guy we don't need. Offer made. Do that. We'll do that. Because they're also from high school, so it's always a plus. Recruiting. So at least we got 2 stars. And then the next year we'll try and get 3 stars. So we got everybody. So that is a bonus. So we have set up 2 freshmen for guards, 1 freshman for a forward, and 1 freshman for a center. So that is what we kind of needed. Now as far as rankings go, where are we? We are 131st because we had 2 transfers, 6 total, 4 2 stars, which isn't bad. But in the Horizon League, middle of the pack, essentially. North Kentucky got 2 transfers and 3 stars. Brigham State got 2 transfers, 2 3 stars, 1 2-star for Milwaukee, but they got 5 transfers. So yeah, it's kind of what we wanted. Then next year, kind of go after a 3-star, and the rest of who are interested in us. So, I'll go to signing day. And I apologize, these are usually the longer ones because then I do the staff and everything else, which I think I'll be set for a while. Because the staff seems to be pretty good unless if they retire, but hopefully they don't. So our record expectation is 17-13, so it's a little bit more than, it's about 2 more than what we were given before. And depending on how we fix our schedule too, is going to be we'll do Atlanta swapping for that. Temp States, we'll do Chicago Catholic for that. Arkansas will keep. Memphis will change to Gulf Coast again. And Colorado will face Grambling. Yeah. We'll have one big opponent. That'll be it for the kind of the non-conference. But if we can find if Wisconsin is available, we could have GB versus Wisconsin because that's usually what happens overall. Are they available that day too? No, they're only available for. So that's what we'll do. We'll have an in-state thing, and then this Arkansas will change. It's like Missouri, so it's still higher up, but and we'll face Marquette too. So overview. Go to the homepage. 19-11. Yes, we'll see. So that is what they want us to do. Now, Mike Payne is back. Thomas Wong is back. Foster White is a new transfer. Nick Taylor is back. Elliott Sutton is a new freshman. Omar McDonald is back after being a redshirt freshman. He is a 68 overall. We have also the sophomore center that's a 68 overall. And then now we got a junior Yahada Webb that is a 70 overall center. And then we have Andre Collins, freshman, 71 overall forward. Nigel Matthews is back as a senior. A junior guard, Quentin Sutton, 71 overall. You got Uriah Nelson, freshman, 72 overall. Maurice Lawson, junior center, 73 overall. And then Murphy, I guess he's clear from injury for taking the whole offseason off. Junior guard, 73 overall. And then Chapman, the forward, 79 overall. So when we go to this, we're going to have it on-ball offense. And so for like the first couple of games, we'll have it on-ball offense. Then we'll go to post offense. For like every 2 to 3 games, it will change. And then that way they get their stuff. These two, we will redshirt them. They're not going to touch the court, to be honest. They're at the bottom of the barrel. 5 now will be kind of the cut off, so these 4 may be gone. But I know I kind of needed, or he's a freshman, so he is, yeah, not a transfer. Kind of needed a center, but he may also develop as well. So these two will kind of take a year of development. I know Mike Wayne gave us some 20-point games and stuff like that, so we'll call that there. And in the next episode will be the regular season of the non-conference. So have a good one.